Welcome to Wise Old Goats. Be sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel to be notified on future releases. Become a wise old goat by increasing your awareness and understanding of life. A Financial Diet by Chelsea Fagan and Lauren Hage. The book covers the vital practices that you want to be doing with your money beyond the basics of just saving a portion of your money on a regular basis. The book follows a list of "Don't You Fucking Dares" principles. Don't You Fucking Dares is a list of boundaries that you set yourself with your money. This keeps you on track and outlines some common money behavior pitfalls that you want to avoid. Principle number 1. Do not exceed your monthly income and credit card expenses. Do not think that your credit card credit is extra money you have for the month. It must be treated as a balance that has been paid off that same month. So avoid spending over your monthly budget. That goes for any loan or credit of money that you have to pay off at some points. Principle number 2. Stopping treating yourself like a CEO. Get out of the mindset that you deserve to treat yourself. So often we come up with a rational reason to treat ourselves. We indulge ourselves with gifts like you would your boss. Live within your means and stop thinking that somehow you deserve a treat this month. Stop believing you deserve the things you really want when you can't afford it. Just because you have disposable income each month does not mean you have to indulge yourself with that budget. A true indicator of financial wealth is the difference between how much you have and how much money you actually spend. The two words "treat yourself" magically allows you to surrender, turning something that is completely unnecessary into something you then must have. Principle number 3. Check your bank statements once a week at a minimum. Make sure to double check and get used to checking your monthly expenditures. You want to be okay with all of the withdrawals and direct debits going out of your account, and understand what date X, Y, and Z payments are coming out of your accounts. This means you have a full understanding of your expenditures. Principle number 4. Stop expecting that savings will magically happen. So often we just expect that out of nowhere our savings will automatically happen. You want to treat your savings as the most active and conscious expenditure each month. View and treat your savings as an active category to your expenses each month as you would your bills and direct debits. The secret to saving is to change your perspective of what saving actually is. Saving is spending, but just at a later date, and often on a more desirable item. If you save up a pot of money, then you can spend it on a luxury holiday, car, or anything else, rather than wasting on shite. Make saving easy by setting up standing orders every month. Principle number 5. Budgeting. A budget is thought of a restriction to your spending. However, this is not what a budget actually is. A budget is just like a food diet. If you splurge on McDonald's cheeseburgers all month, your health will be in a terrible shape, as would your money situation be if you went about maxing out your credit card shopping on the high street. A budget is about building a healthy financial diet. It's a way of controlling your money for the future that best serves you. Budgeting can be a tailored process, so that you can cut back on things you do not value, and increase the expenditure on the things you really do value. Start planning and create a spreadsheet on your monthly expenditures to track all of the outgoings. A good rule of thumb to start budgeting would be using the 50-30-20 rule. 50% of your monthly income is non-negotiable expenses, things like rent, car, bus pass, and food. 30% of your monthly income towards discretionary expenses, gym pass, night clubbing, golf membership, and 20% of your monthly income towards savings, pension pot, emergency budget, and holiday savings pot. Principle number 5. Investing. Investing essentially means putting your money into a pot, venture, or savings account, and getting an increased value back from your original investment, like gambling, but without the quick return. Putting away £5 today will build up interest in a pension pot, which means that £5 could be worth £25 in 30 years or so. Tax-free ISA savers and Roth IRA accounts, which is an individual retirement account. The most basic investment you can make is putting money away into a pension pot for when you retire. For self-employed individuals, there are SEP IRA accounts and a self-employed 401ks and simple IRAs account. Principle number 6. Career. There is a common misconception that wealth is how much money you have. However, this is not actually the case. Time and freedom are the true factors to being truly wealthy in life, as time is the most scarce resource you have in life. The best job is often the one that allows you to live the lifestyle you desire, not the best paying job. It should also be the job that allows you to get the most happiness and fulfillment out of life, in and out of work. You should not be getting your personal happiness and fulfillment from actually working your job. Working is working, which means it's heavy lifting. However, the heavy lifting can be done in order to live the lifestyle that gives you the most happiness and fulfillment out of life. Thinking that your career will give personal fulfillment will leave you disappointed because it simply won't. Being wealthy is directly related to what you value in life. If you value living a quiet, minimalist lifestyle, then earning £2,000 a month from an online business is more than enough to live that lifestyle. Ultimately, wealth is not dictated by how much disposable income you have. It's about the time and freedom your job gives you to do the activities that brings you the most happiness and fulfillment out of life, which could be spending time with family, meditating, or traveling. It's not that you can't get a career that you really enjoy like music production, but thinking that this is the sole source of happiness and fulfillment in life is the mistake. Looking at a sunset, reaching a new level of consciousness is other ways to be happier and fulfilled in life, not always by doing all of the time. This is the problem with the people in dragons' dens. They continue pursuing money and their career their entire life, even when they are millionaires and could retire. They lose sight of what is important and what can give them real happiness in life, which is not more money and new business ventures. Principle number 7, food expenditures. Eating healthy does not mean it has to cost a lot of money. Buying stable foods, which are pasta, potatoes, and rice with healthy produce, means that you can rustle up tasty food that is healthy and delicious while still eating on a budget. Buying frozen vegetables is easier to cook, cheaper, and is more nutritious. Buy food in bulk, as this will save you more money, and you should buy in terms of ingredients rather than individual meals. Cook once for the next 4 days and freeze meals for those lazy days. Pick a day of the week where you cook meals in bulk for the entire week. Having a bunch of recipes that you can easily rustle up using healthy produce and stable foods. This will make your life a lot easier, and not feel like you're eating on a budget and eating the same thing every night. Principle number 8, home. Whether you own where you live, rent, or pay a mortgage, how much you get paid each month is going to be the anchor around the rest of your budget. Your monthly payments for accommodation should not be more than 50% of your wage, as this will seriously affect the rest of your personal living and saving options. You can seriously torpedo yourself if you get a mortgage that is 80% of your salary. Your ability to save in a pension pot and do the things you really value will fly out the window. Not to mention you have committed yourself to this mortgage for 35 years plus. Getting a mortgage for a home should only be done if that's the lifestyle you want. If you want to move to another country, then you may want to rethink your options. You should never buy a home because you feel pressured to do or think that's the logical next step. You have to be 100% behind the decision yourself. Is that what you really want? Principle number 8, the rule of 4. The rule of 4 is all about diversifying what you value in life when living on a budget. You want to have 4 primary activities that contribute to your identity, sense of happiness, fulfillment, and purpose. That does not involve huge money obligations or commitments. An example of this could be yoga, meditation, microdosing psychedelics, complete relaxation, exercise, sports, reading books and learning, selling products, music production and selling my own music products, specific computer games, strategy games. Anything that you really enjoy and meets emotional craving and brings you a lot of happiness. Your core 4 activities may change over the years, however the point is that they give you a sense of happiness, fulfillment, and purpose in 4 different ways, meaning that there will be less of an urge to splash out and spend all of your money on a monthly basis. Principle number 8, finance fluency. Your net worth. Your net worth is similar to getting a health check from the doctors. You can easily work out how you are actually doing financially. To work out your net worth, add up all of your assets that you own, savings, property, cars, and then you subtract your debt. This will give you an accurate figure of your net worth. Just like after a health check from the doctors, they usually say you need to exercise, consume more vitamin B12, or lower your cholesterol. After calculating your net worth, you can then say, I need to save more money in my pension and emergency fund, or I need to improve my credit score and cut back on food expenditures. An emergency fund. Saving up an emergency fund is critical in the case of an absolute emergency. You may lose your job or your car breaks down and needs costly repairs. You want to make sure you have an emergency fund to cover 6 months' rent, or to buy a new car if your existing one breaks down. Not having an emergency fund is like driving without a seatbelt. It doesn't seem like you need to wear it until something happens. Your emergency funds is a number 1 priority, before a pension, holiday savings, or anything else, regardless of your financial situation and monthly revenue. Retirement account. This is a special type of savings account with certain types of benefits. It is a pre-tax savings account, which means the money does not get taxed. There is a strict rule of not being able to take that money out of the account until you have officially retired. Liquid money accounts. Think of savings and investments as ice cubes, then emergency funds and savings are liquid forms of money. Review your liquid and ice cube money, savings, investments, property to make sure you have enough money in the case of an emergency. Compound interest. Compound interest works like this. You have £5. That £5 gathers interest in a year, which turns out to be £1.50. That interest is added on top, making it £6.50. That £6.50 then gathers interest in a year, which turns out to be £2.50, which means £5 turned into £9 over the year. It's like a snowball. The snowball gathers more snow, becomes heavier and gathers even more snow, and increases in speed or money in this example. It can be intimidating to think you need to save thousands for retirement or to live comfortably. However, time and interest rates can be your best friend. It means you don't necessarily have to save up £70,000. You can save up £35,000 and let time and interest rates build up on the value of the money. Principle number 8, action compound interest goals. Fundamentally, money should be viewed as the building blocks for your own personal goals, not a goal in and of itself. Rather than thinking I want to earn £1 million, think realistically how much money you would actually need to live a lifestyle that gives you the most amount of personal happiness and fulfillment. A job that you are passionate about, it's still fundamentally work that consists of petty, boring tasks. Your job should not be your happiness and fulfillment in life. It can be an enjoyable job that supports and moves you towards a lifestyle full of personal happiness and fulfillment. Having a 90 grand a year job may sound good on paper. However, if you're required to work 90 hours a week, then it becomes much more of a problem. Progress in your life should always be compared to yourself a year ago prior, not everyone else. Productivity does not mean just doing things for the sake of it. It means getting things done that move you forward towards a meaningful goal.